Jayavati, I don't even know everything I'm going to say. Okay? Or when it's going to come out. It's not all planned. Even though I do work on stuff from time to time, like in the shower and stuff, but most of the time I'm like, ooh. So anyway, Srila Guru Maharaj is accompanying Saraswati Thakur to a house program, and at that house, Saraswati Thakur speaks on this sloka from the 10th canto, the prayers of the Devata, right? I think it's when Krishna's already in the womb of Devaki. I'm not 100% clear on that, but it's in that, the prayers from the demigods. I believe Devaki is like this, Krishna's in her, and she's effulgent. The gods and goddesses come and they're offering prayers to her. And there's this one that has the word Satya in it. Satya Vratam Trisatya Param Trisatya Satyasya Joni Nanananda Satya. It uses the word Satya around 10 times. And each way it's, so Saraswati Thakur gives some. And Satya means, in its most basic sense, truth. But in other words, he started giving many different deep explanations of what is truth. So he gave this extraordinary talk. And Guru Maharaj, he's thinking, this is incredible. But then he has a dilemma, because he forgot to, like you have pen and paper, he didn't bring any pen or paper. So then he's thinking, do I leave, and I'm the only person, do I leave and go get pen and paper? But then I'm going to miss something while he's speaking. Or do I stay? And he was so hypnotized by what was being said, he couldn't leave. So the talk finishes and the program finishes, and then later, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur says to him, like, so, did you get that? And Guru Maharaj is like, oh no. And he's saying, no, he explained the problem. And he said, but it was so extraordinary, And then Saraswati Thakur made a joke to him. He said, then you are a Gobar Ganesh. All right, I'll explain. Like, you know who Ganesh is? The elephant head. You notice he has one tusk like this and one is shortened? One's not full. Because he writes all the books, Mahabharata and the Vedas, and he and Veda Vyas, the speaker, had an agreement. Vyas saying, you have to just write, you can never stop. I'm going to speak and you have to write everything. If you pause, I'll stop. And he's like, when do we have to start? Now. He had no pen, Ganesh, or paper. So he broke off his tusk. He has one like that and a short one, if you see any picture of Ganesh. So he broke it off, and he starts writing with that. And Veda Vyasa is speaking and everything. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur says to Guru Maharaj, you're a Gobar Ganesh. Gobar, I will explain, means cow dung. Cow dung. So he's saying like it means like, cows, like the patties from the cows. Yeah. Oh. So he's saying a real Ganesh would write it all down. This shows Saraswati Thakur had a sense of humor too. He goes, you're a Gobar Ganesh. Like you're made out of cow dung. It's like a little insulting, but in a sweet way. Especially if it's Saraswati Thakur and the person is Guru Maharaj. So then, Guru Maharaj starts telling Saraswati Thakur, but the talk was so extraordinary, I couldn't leave. I just couldn't, it was just incredible what you were saying. I couldn't leave. So then Saraswati Thakur said to him, you thought it was extraordinary. So then Guru Maharaj says to Saraswati Thakur, it was such a wonderful talk, I couldn't leave. to go get a pen and paper. I was like hypnotized, and Saraswati Thakur says, you thought it was extraordinary. I thought it was extraordinary, and I would like to hear it again. Even though I said it, something divine was passing through me, so I want to hear it again. As if it was so, like it wasn't his. Some divine power came down and spoke all these things. Right? So, but then Guru Maharaj said, interestingly, in retrospect, he said, I had mixed feelings about this. He said, on the one hand, I felt bad because I didn't write it down, disappointed Prabhupada in that way. He said, but in my heart, I was very happy, actually, because I knew when he was in that special zone, giving this certain quality of substance, I knew it. I could recognize it. It wasn't, like that I didn't appreciate it. But what I appreciated and thought was extraordinary, he also appreciated and thought was extraordinary. So he said, in my heart, I was happy. I felt bad that I didn't write it down. But in my heart, I felt, what I thought was really good, he also thinks is very good. And again, if we were to look at that sloka, I've looked at it at different times. You just can't understand 100% what's being said there. I'll say that. You just have to look at it, and then and realize it would have been nice if Guru Maharaj wrote it down. But again, we can say, why did he pick that? It's not like a simple one. It's famous within the higher circle of the Guru Varga. It's famous in their world, then I understand. And that's the point. So we can say, well, when he's speaking, in the higher world, they're appreciating. His audience is not limited to the people who sit before him. We could say that.